My name is Ellie. This is 25,000 Miracles. I'm happy that you're here. I want to tell you a story by Joseph Mazzella, and it's called A Hug from Dad. Now, it was November, and it was a cold, dark morning, and Joseph's alarm clock had gone off, but he didn't feel like getting up. He was having trouble getting out of bed. His father had just died a few weeks before. Now Joseph felt weighed down. He felt weighed down by grief and sadness and depression. Joseph said, quote, "I didn't feel ready to go on without him. Short, stout, and strong, my dad had been my hero growing up. He had worked so hard all of his life to provide for us. He had a temper, and he would sometimes yell at me and my brothers, but he also had a kindness, a gentle laugh that he would share as well. I always knew that he loved me. However, after a certain age, there were no more close hugs. There were just no more hugs." Close quote. After Joseph's mother and then the grandmother passed away, Joseph's dad moved into Grandma's old place, and it was just down the road from Joseph. It was a wonderful time for them to get close. It was a special time. He was so happy to have his father close by, and the two of them would often visit. They'd visit in the afternoons and just talk about life, but they rarely touched, and that was something that Joseph needed dearly. Then the father's health began rapidly to fail, and within a few months, brain cancer had taken him. Joseph said, quote, "It was a cold, frosty morning when we had his service, but I was too cold and numb inside myself to feel it. I remembered thinking, I would have given anything for just one last hug from my dad." Close quote. Joseph did push himself out of bed then, and he turned on his lights and he walked out into the hallway. And as he did, his son was just coming down the hallway, and it was JJ. And he was walking down the hall to meet him. And suddenly, JJ opened his arms, he pulled his father in close, and he gave him this great, heartfelt hug. Joseph said, "Just as JJ hugged me, I heard my dad's voice deep inside. It was my dad's voice. I could hear it. I cried, I smiled. At the same time, in that moment, in that place where heart, mind, and spirit all meet, I felt loved. I felt loved by my dad. I felt loved by God. And I knew that I couldn't give up. I couldn't give up on life because I still had a lot of things left to do and a lot of love left to share." Close quote. This is a marvelous story. Thank you so much, Joseph. Now, as a writer, Joseph is famous for giving us a lesson at the end of his stories. So he did give us a lesson on this one too. Hang on. He wrote this quote, "Life here can seem very long, but in truth, it is very brief. Never miss an opportunity then to love. Never miss a chance to let God love through you. And always keep your heart and your arms open for a hug." Thanks again, Joseph. I love this story, and I'm sure that all those listening love this story too. Listen, join me again. My name is Ellie. This is 25,000 Miracles.